Previously on Debórah.
We have fun on the Debórah show, and I'm sure all of you out there wish you could be up here. The music that you're hearing is part of the new CD put out by TWO, aka the Whispers Orchestra. Does it sound all right? Sound like the kind of music you want to jam to? And you know, this CD is pretty cool because it's got all kinds of tunes on it. Party tunes, romance tunes, jazz tunes, social tunes, everything you want to hear. This is TWO. Now I wonder, just what would it take? You're listening to TWO's music. What would it take to actually get them here? What do you think? What would it take to get world famous TWO Whispers Orchestra to come on stage with us? What would it take? Woo-hoo! Looks to me like we got on guitar Emilio Vanessa. Give it up. Looks like we got on bass Jamie Brewer. And oh yeah, there's my guy with that fabulous horn. He does some back-breaking numbers on that horn. Talking about John Valentino. And certainly not least, even if he is last, this is my guy here, my sweetheart. And anybody that'll call me and serenade every time he calls, you know, he's real high on my list. This is the incomparable. Welcome into my dreams, Grady. Welcome.
It's time to sit down with someone you know. It's time for Debórah, bringing you the stars, the stories, and the performances. So stay tuned for a great show with Debórah.
It's another day and I've got the blues, but it can't fade me. Life is not a game.
The Debórah Show is brought to you in part by Four Seasons Home Remodeling and Repair. When raindrops fall, give Dan a call at Four Seasons.
I'm Mark Brown, the host of Your Time to Shine, television's hottest talent competition. And I just want to know one thing. Can you bring it? Listen, if you can sing, and as far as I'm concerned, if you can even spit, then I expect to see you here at the auditions for Your Time to Shine.
TWO, the Whispers Orchestra. Now, am I the first giving you all this major national play with your name? Am I?
Yes. It's so great.
So
That's
you
what
heard-
we wanted.
That's what you wanted?
Yes.
Okay, see,
You're our
first here on the Debórah Show.
Yes. You are Diana Ross.
Yes.
I'm your Diana Ross? Okay, I'm your Diana Ross. And who am I to you, Grady? Who?
Holly.
You know, he wants me to deck him up here.
Holly Berry.
Oh, Hallie.
Holly Berry.
You got to speak up. I'm not going to say who I thought he said.
No, I said Holly Berry.
I'm your Halle Berry. I'm your Diana Ross. Who am I, Jamie?
You my Oprah.
Okay. Come on, Emilio.
Hey.
You're my everything.
Now, you all see why I love them so well, right? Okay, so let's get back to, now that you've really pumped me up here, let's get back to TWO. And I've had the privilege of listening to this CD over and over and over. And it's that kind of music you just play, you know, some CDs you get and there's maybe one or two tunes if you're lucky. This one, you will enjoy the entire CD. So now let's talk about you all, okay? Starting with Grady, because you were with the Whispers the longest, were you not?
Yes.
So tell us how you got with the group and you know, what was your driving force to keep you there through, I'm sure, thicks and thins.
a friend of mine, Larry White, was a guitar player with the Whispers, and he informed me that they were having auditions. So I said, oh, I got to give this a try. So he worked with me for a few weeks and got me prepared. I went in to audition, and the Whispers walked in, and I was like, and I probably messed up on every song they had me sing. I was so taken by them being there. And then right when he thought I was ready to lose the audition, he said, oh, Grady can sing, listen to him sing. And so the Whispers said,
so you were just playing first?
Yeah, I was just playing. And they said, you can sing? I said, a little bit. He said, well, why don't you sing us a song? And I said, what song? Any song. I said, well, I'll sing one I wrote. And so I sang Welcome Into My Dreams.
How does that go, Grady?
I knew she's going to do that.
Did you know that? How's that go?
In every way, you're part of me. That one.
I was just getting there. You know, Grady and I have a history here now.
Definitely.
The first time we had the Whispers on the show, and Grady accompanied them, and I messed with him so bad. I'll never forget. You turned beet red on that show.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned about that now.
So they heard you do that wonderful song, and they say, "Oh, what, he stinks," or
No,
you
they
gotta
went
go
over
home
the
and work
corner.
on
They
it.
said we're going to have a meeting. They came back and they said, if you let us record your song on our CD, we'll let you be our keyboard player.
Wow, not a bad deal.
Which went on to become a platinum album with And the Beat Goes On, Lady, and then quite a few other.
Yeah. So that was not a bad negotiation, was it?
Not at all.
And that was how many years ago?
1980, 29 years ago.
Okay. And counting.
Okay.
So John Valentino.
Hey. I got with the Whispers. I was playing with, first they saw me playing with Gene Carn. I used to be in Gene Carn, and in the middle of the show, I would do this whole comedy thing and, you know, all this crazy stuff. And back in the day, I used to do this limbo and all this crazy madness. So the Whispers were in the audience one time. And they were like, wow, that's kind of interesting.
Wait,
you know?
pause. What kind of comedy stuff were you doing?
It's crazy. Just things, you know, just silly, immature kind of
Silly,
things.
immature?
You know? I mean, you know, just immature things. And so,
Are you giggling now, Valentino?
like telling little, not jokes, but like just being, you know, just being goofy. Being me. Because that's all I do. I like to laugh and have fun, and we just talk stuff. And so I was just doing my little, you know, thing, and the Whispers were loving it. They would think that's really cool. And then, you know, nothing happened. Then I went with someone else. I was with Phyllis Hyman. And then Phyllis was like, you know, doing her thing. And then she was getting ready to go in a different direction. And at the same time, I ran into the Whispers, and the More of the Night album was out, and it had a lot of Gerald Albright playing on solos on the CD. And their saxophone player at the time had left. So I ran into Lavelle. And Lavelle said, well, you know, our sax player's gone. We're going to Japan. Maybe when we get back, we could try to hook something up, you know. So then I left Phyllis unceremoniously, and I left Phyllis and went to audition in Oakland. And so I wasn't in Oakland, I'm from Chicago. So all of those guys are California guys. So, you know, they were like, hey, we got friends here in Oakland that could do this gig and play better than him. And so it was like, you know, but it was okay. I mean, I was an outsider, so I just came in and did, and it just kind of worked out. And over the years, you know, we just grew together, and you know, that bond grew, and we became like, I only have one brother, so now I have like, 12 or 13 brothers now, because we're all, you know, we're just one big family. The Whispers, we travel, we stay in the same hotels they stay in. If we're coach, they're coach. You know, if we're starving without catering, they're starving too. So it's like, it's not like us and them. Mm-hmm. The only difference might be the paycheck. But
I have to interrupt this guy. When this guy, first of all, I met him before he got with the Whispers. He came and forgot about the studio. He came down and we played. But after that, when he first got with us, we were doing the Arsenio Hall show. And this is my biggest impression of him that I remember back then. I had a fade at the time. And I asked, we were getting ready to do the Arsenio Hall show. I asked him, did anybody know how to cut hair? I needed a little line in the back.
Not cut, line.
Line. He said he knew how.
This sounds like a bad story.
So I needed him just to even it up at the bottom. But I felt as he was cutting, he kept going like this.
But when I started the line, that sausage across the back of his neck started to move. So I was trying the skin move. So there went my.
But anyway, bottom line is my line ended up here in the back. So
tell the best part.
So we go on the Arsenio Hall show. I say, well, there's really no harm because they'll never show the back of my head because the cameras are in the front. First thing you see on the Arsenio Hall show is the whispers and the back of my head. They started from the back.
But we got past that. We went to therapy, and we're good now. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
So he owed you his life for that, right?
Yes, definitely.
But then we just became so close, and then.
So wait a minute. He didn't go all Devo on you for messing
No.
his
He was cool. He just shaved.
Cool,
He shaved his head. That's all. I took it to another level. But it was always. But he's the one thing about Grady, like being, one thing about the two man, it's like everybody's a leader. He's a lead vocalist. He's a lead bass player. He's a lead guitar. I'm a lead sax. Got a lead drummer. Everybody. That's what makes it so cool. We come in together, and it's just like. Everything's about us. It's not about one person trying to say, I'm this and I'm that. Everybody, that's the beautiful thing about our CDs. You're going to hear bass solos, you hear sax, you hear guitar, you hear vocals, you hear keyboard. Everybody gets to do what they do. Even the tech guy got to write a song and put on the CD. So everybody this pie is divided amongst all of us, and we share it. And we're not worried. Did you write most of the song? And all you did was come in and add, hey, let's change this note to this. It's just like we're all in this together, so everybody wrote it, And it's not about, I did 5 songs. It's just like, hey, we're one group, one love, and that's what we do. It's about one love.
The only thing. Jamie we recently converted Jamie. He cut his hair off. He's coming on our side. Now we got to work on Emilio. He's got to really join the team. Jamie started already. He's getting ready.
Because Jamie had hair when he first got in the group.
So wait a minute. This is a little scary.
My face.
Do you lose your hair coming in with 2?
No. It's voluntary loss.
Voluntary.
Yeah. I mean, it's like pledging.
You start to feel out of place when you got a jerry curl.
Are you feeling out of place, Emilio?
Oh,
not because of that.
No, not at all. No.
Okay, so wait, go. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
This man is up on the technology. He's the one that brings it all together.
I know, and he keeps me connected.
Mm-hmm. This man
these
is
guys, Emilio.
I admit it. I'm a professed geek.
And Emilio is a serious Twitter. Yeah.
Sure.
So, which reminds me, see, you guys, you got to keep everything straight because Emilio puts it all on Twitter.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Yes.
Well, not all.
We're on our best behavior.
Most of us, Twitter. Sometimes, Val, we won't put some of his events on Twitter. Yes.
But we're just so boring, really, because usually you think of after a show, we're gonna go to the club, we're gonna party. We go to the room and go to sleep. I mean, I call my kids, make sure my 15-year-old daughter's home, because she likes boys. The 13-year-old, she doesn't like boys yet, so I don't worry about her as much. But, we call home and
what? Excuse me, I can relate to that. You guys go back to the hotel room after the show and make phone calls.
Yeah, because, there she goes.
Did I tell you I was getting you, Grady? I got a few phone calls.
You wanted me to sing congratulations?
Yeah. I got a few phone calls. Yeah, they're really great guys, and they'll go back to the hotel room and they'll chill and they call people they know and love.
That's it.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm gonna say.
That's good.
So Jamie, how did you come into the group?
It's actually, I would have to say, God orchestrated this whole thing, because he was on the phone with a friend of mine who I played in a band with. We had a band locally, a jazz singer, and I said, "Hey girl, what you doing?" She said, "Oh, I'm just on the phone talking to the MD for the Whisper." "What you doing right now?" I said, "I'm just chilling at the house." She said, "Well, it's the last day they're doing auditions for the bass player." I said, "Really?" She said, "Yeah, about where are they doing it?" She said, "Millbrae." I was like 10 minutes away from here.
Oh, wow.
And I just happened to call her at that time. I just called and said hello. And she said, why don't you go down there? And she called Grady. She told Grady. And Grady said, yeah, you can come on down, but we got some, I guess it was the last day.
It was the last day, yeah.
And I came in there, brought my bass.
You're the last one.
Yeah. I brought my bass, and they put on some tracks and said, play along with it. And I saw them smile at each other. I said, I'm in.
We must pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off, and begin again the work of remaking America.
Stay tuned for more with Debórah. At the house of the Lord, relationships are everything.
Let's first understand that you are the example and you are the first course of study for your child.
Located in Akron, Ohio, but available all over the world through the internet.
We have to teach them how to demonstrate love, what love is really all about.
Bishop Joey Johnson and the church family have arranged to bring the service to you on the World Wide Web. Relationships are everything.
So what was it that distinguished Jamie among everybody else that you all had auditioned?
Just that. His notes were distinct, very clear. He's articulate, his articulation, his retention. He's just a great player. It's all around. It's clean. We call it clean. It's clean.
But a professional, too, though. It's like really, Jamie is like a real kind of, professional. And we're trying to, we try to be all professional with our attitudes and the way we deal with people, because we all believe that, I don't know how many people have met us out there before the show, where everybody's the same. You're going to get love. You're going to, our goal is to make you feel like you've known us for forever already. Whether you buy a CD or not, you'll go away saying, hey, those brothers are cool. And that's what, all the time. We're always about love and about showing, hey, a quick story. Long story short,
it's your show today.
Okay, I was working with Phyllis Hine. She needed my ticket for her makeup person to go from Chicago to Detroit. Valentino, can you take the next flight? Yeah, I'll take the next flight. Ice storm. Airport shuts down. Everything's shut down. I'm stuck in Chicago. We're supposed to play at the Fox Theater in Detroit. So I'm stuck there. Finally, I get a flight out. I get to Detroit. Everything's closed down. No taxis, no vans, no nothing, no rent-a-car, nothing. And then the Detroit airport is far away from the city. It's like 30 miles from downtown. So I'm at the airport, and the guy said, hey, Valentino. And I was like not even feeling people right at that point. I was like, now, because if I don't go to the gig, I'm not going to get paid, even though it was her fault. So long story short, I'm sitting there, I said, man, I don't even want to be rude, but I got so much in my mind now. I'm trying to think of how I'm going to get to this gig. And I'm stranded here, and he said, okay, cool. All of a sudden, he came back. He said, hey, get your stuff and go to the front. I said, what? He said, you don't remember, last year when you came through, you gave my wife and I tickets to the show for our anniversary. Wow. So now she's coming here to take you to your gig. So I got to the gig, Grover Washington said, thank you. So Grover Washington was like, well, Valentino's late, Phyllis, I'll go on first, and you guys can go on last and give Valentino time to get a chance to get there. So you just never know what you put out there. I don't put it out there, we don't put it out there just to receive, but you put it out there because it feels it's the right thing to do. And every once in a while, it comes back to you.
What a story. Tell you what, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back because we want more from TWO, a.k.a. the Whispers Orchestra. Right back on the Debórah Show after this.
It's time to sit down with someone you know. I'm Deborah Benton, and I'd like you to join me on my website. Log on to thedeborahshow.com, and you'll get great info. Find out who's next on the show, and you can even get audience tickets from the site. To check out my blog, get my international broadcast schedule, or to order products, log on to thedeborahshow.com. If you'd like to be a guest, or if you just want to share your opinion, visit me online at thedeborahshow.com. Let's keep the party going. Relive those great moments when the Valley Gold Show featured The Whispers. They performed from their newest CD.
Together we can lose.
They inspired.
We all started in Bible study.
Oh, wow.
And I began reading the Bible, And as I begin to read it, I begin to see all of the wisdom that I needed to know in there.
Everybody's trying to be like everybody else. We already got one R. Kelly. We don't need two R. Kellys. We want a new somebody. They can say, wow, that's him.
Chocolate Love. And they brought back the gold.
What I tell you?
This special 2-hour presentation of the Valley Gold Show with Deborah Benton featuring The Whispers. In stock now. Available on DVD and on VHS. Log on to valleygoldshow.com and order your copy today. Again, that website is valleygoldshow.com. It's the Valley Gold Show featuring The Whispers on video. The performances, the inspiration, and oh yes, the gold. That is Valley Gold.
Tune in next week with Debórah, and you'll get the talk.
Got married 5-6 years ago. I waited a long time, and it didn't work out. It was devastating. It took years for me to get through it. So I kept going into depression, which made me distant from these guys.
The tease.
We say, you give us a little, we'll give you a lot. If you make it warm, we'll make it hot. You know?
Come here, let's talk deep.
And oh yes, the performance. Next week with Debórah.